So, as I did in the last videos, I was putting some notes down before I started to record because I didn't want to run out of topics, even though I think when I talk, I come up with a lot of more ideas. But if I have certain topics in the video, it's a little bit more structured, and I think I'm a little bit more prepared of what I'm talking about, and I'm kind of figuring out, like, when you just talk in a video without noting something, sometimes you forget a lot of stuff when you talk. While when you are writing everything down, you can look in your notes and you can remember what you were talking about. So today I will talk about the themes in Stonebreaker. There are actually a lot of themes in Stonebreaker, and the more I talk about it and the more notes I make, the more I come up with things, what I actually want to talk about and what can be interesting. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker is definitely something that is really thought through, that has a lot of feelings. It's a story I was working on for people who don't know what I'm talking about, actually, for people who are new on the channel, I'm talking about my manga Stonebreaker that I release on Webtoon. And in Stonebreaker there is happening a lot of stuff. There's a lot of deep dives, there's a lot of comedy. I'm someone who puts every fucking detail into the story, like what other authors probably wouldn't do and probably wouldn't invest in. I just try to make something with every thought, And I'm also trying to be real. Sometimes I have an idea, and when I have an idea, I always try to do something with it, Even if it seems like impossible to do, I think about it and I try to figure out how I can put this into the story. It gets to a point where there is so much story that I'm not gonna finish Stormbreaker in a lifetime. I'm not going able to do that because drawing it takes a lot of time already. And yeah, so I probably will never finish Stonebreaker, but the ideas I have, I'm gonna put in, and I'm really chill with that now. I had a time where I wasn't chill about it at all, and I felt really stressed out, and I was like, damn, I want to do everything into the story, but then I was like, no, like, people are already happy about the things that are in the story, and the things that aren't in the story, they are not there, and that's okay, that's alright. I just hope I can write down every thought kind of that people can read it. This is why I'm doing this channel, that I kind of share every thought I want to put into Stonebreaker, that people don't forget and at least know what I wanted to do, even though I cannot kind of do it in a lifetime. Maybe Stonebreaker gets that famous that I can let it draw by somebody else when I'm dead. Like, that would have been really cool. I wouldn't be against that, but right now I have to do this all on my own, so yeah, I have to accept that, but it's alright, I don't feel bad about it. So, now I didn't talk about the theme, I talked about something else, but I think that's still interesting. I'm doing my videos how they come, and if something else comes into my mind, I'm just talking about that, I'm not like, oh, I have to keep with the topic and I have to talk about this specific topic, because I don't get any grades for that. We're not in school, So if something else interesting should come up and the video goes into another direction, I think it's still alright. So okay, what I wrote down is so we have Luro, the main character. You already saw her in the story, and as you can probably see when you read the manga, you see that she is really weak. Like, she can't fight at all, and that's the thing, she doesn't have any abilities at the beginning. There are a lot of other characters that will be more trained than her, but they also don't really know what they're doing, because they never really had real teachers guiding them, So even though a lot of characters seem strong in the beginning, Luro is someone who trains and tries really hard, and she's training a lot more than a lot of other characters. So she kind of is getting on their level. And it's a little bit about this whole topic about talent and working hard. Because if you are someone who is a talented kid from the beginning, you get a lot of compliments, but that could mean that you're also not working as hard and as much as someone who gets later into a certain area, like art, for example. And that could mean that a talented person can be good at the beginning, but if they just let everything happen to their talent, and someone who is working hard is overcoming them, then talent doesn't mean anything at all. If you're just having a lot of compliments in your life and you don't know how it is to get to a certain level on a hard way, then you are probably not working as much as someone who is working hard, but there's much more to it, actually. And I think this is kind of a topic that Naruto kind of tackles too. I'm kind of doing it in the same way. My story, as I said in another video, is a lot inspired by Naruto in a lot of ways, because Naruto just formed me as a kid. So there are a lot of similarities, also like the bullying stuff. Actually, that was not just inspired by Naruto. That was inspired by my own life, because I got bullied in school. I had friends later, but I had a time where I got bullied. So I can talk from my own perspective. So yeah, you really get to know the journey of someone who starts off weak, because I think a lot of animes today tend to start off with strong characters from the beginning, or the grind the character's going through is like really fast. Like, I think I had that in Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit. Even in Boku no Hero Academia, like, the characters get strong pretty fast. And I wanted to take more time for Lero in the story, that she gets through a lot of hardships. She has a lot of failures in life. She loses a lot, and she has to keep going through all those things until she is strong. Because when you are drawing as an artist, or when you are being an elite sportler or something, when you are learning a craft, you're not good at the beginning, and you have to spend a lot of time into it until you become good, And sometimes when you let the character too easily become strong, it just feels like it's not hard to reach, and it just doesn't feel real. And I think a lot of authors may think that you have to make the character strong at the beginning because it is more entertaining, and the character is cooler when the character is strong. But I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people want to see a character grow, and I don't think people have an issue with a weak character. I think a lot of people are interested in that, because a lot of people feel depressed, a lot of people struggle, and a lot of people have to work hard to get to the point they want. And I think a lot of people would be really inspired by seeing a weak character getting strong. I don't think it's that important how strong a character is. I think it's much more important what personality the character has. So this is what I'm trying to do, because Lyra was really weak at the beginning. I was like, okay, so I'm drawing a weak character right now, so she doesn't really has anything to offer with abilities. So what can I do to keep the reader interested? Because I was a little bit worried that people wouldn't be as interested into her because she is weak. I was like, because I wanted to take my time much longer with her than you usually would see in shonen. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna make her personality interesting, and I don't care. So I was trying to make her personality really interesting and trying to make her funny, because I don't take myself that serious, and I never was the kind of person who was like, oh, I have to make a hardcore action story with a lot of cool fights. I was always the person who didn't take her stories so serious, and I always wanted to write a lot of comedy into it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna create a lot of comedic scenes, but not in a way that she is dumb. Because also what I see a lot when parents, when authors depict a weakling, they sometimes tend to make this person really stupid, and that's kind of something I don't like. Because just because you're weak doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means that you didn't put a lot of work into something yet. And of course, if you train and you work hard on something, you become smarter too, but you are not automatically dump at the beginning, you know? And especially if someone starts as an intelligent person but is weak, this can be really interesting to see, because people who are really smart tend to be also really depressed a lot of times, and they want to reach a certain goal. They see a lot of people, but they're not there yet, so they might be really critical about themselves. And this is what I kind of was doing with Lure. Like, she is a smart kid. She can be so smart that she still acts stupid around people because she just doesn't know how to act around people. Actually, I could do a video also about smart people, because smartness is also sometimes an anime depicted in a really stupid way. Of course, there are a lot of good shows out there, you know, but sometimes smart people are just fucking annoying in anime. And I feel like people don't even understand what being smart actually means. So some people are just really dumb. Like, you know, when a dumb person is creating a smart character, well, the character is still dumb in the end. But I should take this character for a smart person. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. So I can talk a lot more about her. She is a really smart kid. She just doesn't know how to interact with other people. So yeah, I actually wrote much more down, but I guess I'm gonna talk more about this maybe in the next video, or maybe I'm gonna talk about something else, because we are already 11 minutes in and I kind of don't have the power to make the video longer. I just chill down and I just do it as long as I want. So I guess this video will be 11 minutes long. And now I shared a little bit with you about her themes. There are a lot of more themes in Stonebreaker, as I said. But yeah, this is something that may be interesting to you. So yeah, you know the usual. If you want to support me, do the stuff that is being needed to grow on YouTube and on Webtoon. And thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.